Whoa, who are you? You look like me. That's because I am you. I'm from 70 years in the future, and I'm here to warn you about what is to come. Am I dreaming? Because you don't look 83 years old to me. Yeah, that's time travel for you. Don't get too worked up. Well then, if I'm not going crazy, why are you here? You said you had to warn me? Yes. In the future, things have gotten bad. Climate change has escalated dramatically, and if you don't do anything about it, the Earth will die, and we might too. Seriously? I had no idea. What does the Earth look like 70 years in the future? Well, to start, the average temperature in the Great Lakes has increased by about 7 degrees. What does that mean for the ecosystem in the lake? There is a longer shipping season, which is nice, but there's also much more algae, which for one, looks bad, and also harms the fish. The water quality has also declined dramatically. Oh no! Does that mean no more fishing and swimming? Yes, sadly, the popularity of beaches on the Great Lakes has greatly declined. And with all the rain we get, some sewers are even overflowing. Wait, back up. There's more rain in the future too? Yes. The average rainfall in the Midwest has increased by about 5 to 10%. And during the wettest days of the year, it has increased by even more, about 35%. So that leads to sewers overflowing, and if I'm guessing correctly, also more floods. La Crosse already had enough floods from the Mississippi, but now with more rain, it's even worse. In your time, flooding already cost the Midwest about $6.2 billion a year. $6.2 billion? And that's only today? That's horrible! I know, climate change is a huge problem, and one that a lot of people don't recognize. Are there any other detrimental effects climate change has had on the future? Unfortunately, yes. In my time, we have about 10 more days over 95 degrees than 2021. In the summer, we usually have 2 full weeks where the average temperature is above 100 degrees. Higher temperatures are harming people's hearts, lungs, and nervous systems. An increase in heat also damages the body's ability to maintain a healthy internal temperature. Heat stroke is much more common, especially in people that lack air conditioning. And that's not even all the ways rising temperatures are affecting the future. It harms the ecosystem, kills off animals, brings ticks into the wilds earlier, makes droughts worse. Wait, droughts? But I thought you said there was more rain. Actually, climate change makes both droughts and floods worse. There may be more rain in the future, but there are also higher temperatures, which means when droughts do strike, they hit hard. That takes an enormous toll on farming and agriculture. Because Wisconsin is such a big producer of food for the country, that is hurting all of the United States. Wow, I didn't know rising temperatures could affect so much of the state. And that's not all. That's not all! Yup. There are even more ways climate change has affected the future. You know that winter recreation is big in Wisconsin. Yes. Wisconsin has a big ice skating, snowmobiling, skiing, and snowboarding industry. Right. Wait, you mean to say that climate change is hurting the winter season too? Sadly, that is exactly what I mean to say. With warmer temperatures, the winter season is shorter, and the Great Lakes freeze for a shorter amount of time. That harms the economy greatly. We do get more snow on the Great Lakes, which is nice for some people, but it doesn't last nearly as long as it used to. Oh no, I just thought of something. What about the rest of the ecosystem? We've really only been talking about the human aspects of this. What about the animals and the plants? Does climate change hurt them too? Yes, it does. Even more than it hurts us humans. In my time, the beautiful forests of Wisconsin are declining, as rising temperatures are getting rid of some trees and adding too many of others. The warming of lakes and rivers also increases the amount of warm water trout and decreases the amount of cold water trout, which is harmful to the balance of the ecosystem. But wait, wouldn't more fish of one type be a good thing, even if there are less of another type? Actually, no. The ecosystem is a delicate thing, and if even one species is eradicated, that messes up the entire balance. That is in part because of the food chain, the complicated system of what animals eat and what animals are eaten. If even one species is missing from the food chain, other species that are dependent on that species might die. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, it's the great circle of life. And that also plays a part in another thing that climate change has hurt, the birds that migrate to Wisconsin in the spring. Oh yeah, I heard about that in the news. It said that migratory birds are arriving much earlier in the spring than they did 40 years ago. And in my time, they're arriving even earlier, which messes up a whole lot of things. And climate change also affects... Wait, future self, can we cut the sad truths for a second? I feel really bad that I haven't really thought about climate change or tried to stop it. And now, look at where the future is heading. I agree, it seems really hopeless at first. But that is the whole reason why I traveled here in the first place. Climate change might be caused by humans, and it might affect so many things in so many ways, but there's a lot you can do to combat it. Really? What can I do? The biggest way you can stop climate change is just by spreading awareness. A lot of people don't really know some of the horrible things climate change does, but you can change that. Speak up, make some posters, write some letters, and hopefully others will start to do the same. You can also find a way to make your living space as climate friendly as possible. You can start by weatherizing, powering your home with renewable energy, and buying more energy efficient light bulbs. The easiest thing you can do, however, starts with being more mindful about how you view the world. Like recycling and carpooling and turning off the lights when you leave the room? Exactly. See, the way to change the world starts with you. Now, my time portal's about to close, but I hope this glimpse into the future helped motivate you to do something about climate change. See you later, little me. Elizabeth, me, was right. There is something I can do about climate change, and I can make the future a better place. I think I'll start right now.
Shoot, I forgot to ask her if COVID is ever gonna end.
Note, all scenarios described in this skit are things that will actually happen in the near future if we don't do anything about it. Climate change is real and is happening right now. You can make a difference. Work together to make the world a better place.